Hey guys, and welcome to my Shaddoll build. So this is updated for the upcoming format, and this is also inspired off of a first place OCG deck. So shout out to the creator of this deck, and I had to tweak it a little for the TCG. And before we get into the video, make sure to So for the Shaddoll part of the deck, we're just playing the normal ratio, except one thing that might stand out is that I'm only running one Shaddoll fusion, and this choice is also inspired off of the first place deck. So this is more of a trap focused and trap reliant deck. So Shaddoll fusion, the downside is that it can be ashed, and it's also it's only good if you're going second. In many cases, El Shaddoll Fusion is just much better because it's quick play, and you're playing a trap deck, so you want a quick play Shaddoll Fusion card, except for Schism. So that's why you're playing 3 L and 1 Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion can be searched, so it's fine. You can easily get access to it, and if you want, you can switch the ratios up into 3 Shaddoll Fusion and 1 L, but I wouldn't recommend it. You can just play whichever way you want to, but I think 3L is the best version, and even the first place deck was playing 3L. So for the deck profile, we're just playing like basically just no bricks and just controlling the game and having a lot of removal, hand traps, and trap cards in general, and just sending up multiple negate boards with Winda going first, and also being able to kill your opponent on the next turn, and having like multiple hand traps and removal cards ready for well-established boards. So that's basically what this deck is capable of. And you're playing actually 6 hand traps, and Nibiru is like, because combo decks are back, like Dragon Link and all that, and you have Ash just to counter literally anything. And then for Shaddoll package, you're just paying 2 Wendy, 3 Skomata, 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, 1 Falco, and 1 Hedgehog, and that's more than enough. You might think that there's no light monsters in the deck, and that's actually true, but there's a solution to that, and we're playing the Magistus Moon Maiden Link 1. So if you have any Shaddoll on the field, you can just link it off into your Magistus Maiden, and then boom, you have a light monster to go into construct. So that's the thing, that's how you go into construct, so don't worry about not having enough lights. And you also have Nibiru just in case. And you have the Dogmatica package. I actually had to edit this part out of the OCG deck list because they only have 1 Nadir Servant, so I put it at 3 copies, and that just makes the deck much better. And you're also playing 3 punishments. So Nadir Servant is a very strong starter because it can mill a pack alone, and a pack alone can give you access to your L or your Schism. So that's amazing. And then you're playing just like a bunch of trap cards. You also have Super Poly because all the Shaddoll monsters can be fused into with Super Poly, and that's just another thing to consider. And if you want, you can also play the Barload Furious Dragon to like completely hard counter Dragon Link with Super Poly. That's just your choice. You can play that if you want. And then for trap cards, it's just like triple punishment, Resh, Core, and Schisms. Core is just to like add back Shaddoll Fusion if you mill it, so it's just a way to search it, and Core is good. It's a great card. And then 3 Shadow Game, 3 Solemn Strike, and 3 Torrential. So that's basically the main deck. And for the extra deck, you have double copies of a pack alone, triple construct, 2 Winda, 1 Entis for your Dogmatica punishment, 1 Omega, which is really good against control games and like stuff like Eldritch, and it's also good for recycling. So great target to mill with punishment, and it's also 2800, so that's great. Then 1 access code for OTK. You have the 1 Moon Maiden because it's the light link one, you need it. Cross Shape is great link 2. Gravity Controller, can you summon construct into your extra monster zone, and you can just link it off to use its graveyard effect. You have Unicorn for removal, and you also have Shaddoll Construct, which comes up a lot, and it's also light, and it can be used to fusion. And then side deck is just triple Lancia, triple Droll, triple Cosmic, triple Droplet, 1 Order, Harpy's Feather Duster, and Reboot. So these are just to counter the current meta decks like Dinos, Eldritch, and stuff like that. And that's basically the deck profile. So this is the first test hand, and we've opened Nadir Servant, Shaddoll Fusion, and a bunch of back row. So the back row just add to your interruptions. And I'm just gonna start off with Nadir Servant milling a pack alone to search Ecclesia. And now you can trigger a pack alone effect, and a pack alone can search Wendy from the deck. So now you have to send one from your hand to the grave. So I'm just gonna send the Wendy, and then Wendy effect, you can special summon Falco, and it just gets set face down. And now you can normal the Ecclesia, use effect to search punishment, and then you can use Shaddoll Fusion to fuse into Construct in the extra monster zone, so you can link into Gravity Controller. So you can trigger Falco and Construct. Obviously Construct is chain 1, and Falco comes back face down, and use Construct effect to mill Schism. So Construct is like a 1-card window, and you can just go into Gravity Controller and Construct effect, you can recycle your Schism back from the graveyard. And now you can just set 5 and pass, and in your opponent's turn you have a bunch of interruptions. You have your Falco, and you can mill with Sinister Shadow Games as what your opponent is playing, and you also have Schism, which basically means that during opponent's turn you're going to have a window. Okay, so the second test hand is a little different. We did open both of our hand traps, and we have L, and we didn't open as many trap cards, and we also have one Shaddoll monster. So you can just start off this with L. The good thing about L is you don't have to worry about getting ashed, so you can just go into Construct. Nibiru is a light, so you can just use that. And then you have Construct chain 2 Hedgehog, Hedgehog search Squamata, and you can mill your Schism. Then you can go into Gravity Controller, and you can use Construct to add back the Schism. So that's just, Construct can just mill and search, so it's basically just a search. And then you can just set 2 pass, and you have Ash, you have your Squamata for next turn, and you also have your back row Dogmatic Punishment, which is 2 pops, and you also have your Winda. So you can summon Winda, and you also have Schism, which can send. So Winda just completely wrecks the meta. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.